Some stories are buried, some are forgotten, and some are only spoken about after midnight. Welcome to After Midnight Files. At exactly 2:17 a.m., the call came in. No voice, no breathing, just silence. And then the line went dead. The address was familiar to the local police. They had been there before. A small house at the edge of town. Quiet, old, abandoned. When officers arrived, the lights were off. The doors were locked. No signs of forced entry. And no one inside. This wasn't the first call. It wasn't even the second. Over the past 3 months, the same house had contacted emergency services 12 times, always after midnight. Each time, the pattern was identical. Silence. A few seconds of static. Then disconnection. The house officially had no residents. The owner, an elderly man named Harold Finch, had disappeared 6 months earlier. Finch was reported missing after failing to show up to a weekly dinner with his sister. His car was still in the driveway. His phone was inside the house. But Finch himself was gone. No blood, no struggle, just absence. When police searched the house again, something new appeared. A landline phone, plugged in, active, despite the electricity being shut off months earlier. That detail changed everything. Investigators traced the phone line underground. What they found wasn't paranormal. It was deliberate. The line had been illegally rerouted to a neighboring property, a house owned by Finch's former caregiver. The caregiver had been dismissed weeks before Finch vanished. Financial disputes. Accusations of theft. Under questioning, the caregiver denied everything, until police searched his basement. There, beneath a layer of concrete, they found human remains. Harold Finch had been murdered, his body hidden, his house turned into a decoy. The repeated calls were not accidents. They were meant to confuse police, to make the house seem cursed, untouchable. Investigators later concluded the motive wasn't revenge. It was fear. Fear of exposure. Fear of losing control. The calls were never meant to hide the crime forever, only long enough for him to believe he could get away with it. The caregiver later confessed. He had staged the calls using old equipment and illegal wiring, believing fear would stop further investigation. It didn't work. The house never called again, and the man responsible was sentenced to life in prison. Some mysteries aren't supernatural. They're just human. This was an After Midnight file.